We are recording, and it is my honor to share with you our speaker tonight. Her name is Kathleen Zemansky. She is a business Feng Shui master, astrologer, and author. And she has a talk tonight called Goodbye Metal Rat, Hello Metal Ox. 2020 will go down in the books as one of the most tumultuous years in history. Working remotely is our new norm. And now, more than ever, the feng shui of your space is crucial. Understanding how to organize your environment, what your astrological opportunities and pitfalls will be, that you will encounter in 2021, which is the year of the metal ox, will be extremely valuable. In this informative talk, Kathleen will give a brief overview of the 12 animals of the Chinese Zodiac, as well as sharing a peek of her annual Feng Shui compass style as we enter the new year. And that's time dependent. We may not get to the compass style, but we'll see how we go. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kathleen. She's a business Feng Shui master, as I mentioned, an astrologer and a creator of her proven date selection technology, the Time Blazer. This is a business astrology software which is embedded with classical Feng Shui, Chinese metaphysics, and ancient insights. Kathleen is also the author of Success Secrets for 2021, Jin Metal Ox, Feng Shui, and Astrology, which just launched this month, like a week ago, and is already a bestseller. So please help me welcome Kathleen Zemansky. Take it away, Kathleen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk to you this evening because this really is such an exciting time for me as a Feng Shui master. And I really am very excited to share you just a little bit. We're going to get really granular about what we're going to be talking about for the year of the metal ox. So as Andrea said, we are going to be looking at this chart. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download that. Once you've downloaded it, and I'm going to maybe give you a little bit of chance to look at that, we're going to be looking at your year, month, day, and hour of birth. There's a lot of information on this chart. So I'm just going to move on to this little graphic to tell you about the year, month, day, and hour. So first of all, your year of birth is about your networking efforts, like here at NEWofMarin, how far and wide you can throw your marketing net and your clients. So it's about who you know that can certainly help you move up the ladder. Then when we go to, and by the way, I focus on business. It means so many other things when it comes to personal, but for tonight, we're going to keep it here at business level. So your month of birth is about your career, your ambitions, your character, and what you're best suited at doing. Now, I am going to throw in a personal thing here. The month of birth really will tell a lot of information about your health. So when you're healthy and well, obviously you can serve your client base much better, right? Okay, the day is about you. And I love the day of birth because this really is about your mindset, your personal growth, and your partnerships. Now, when I talk about the mindset piece, I really want you guys to think about all of the bombardments that you've had over the last, let's just keep it 2020. It's been a lot. So when we can keep our mind, and when I did the breakout, it really can start telling you how people are really kind of showing up, half full or half empty kind of cup attitude. So try to keep the half full. So the hour of birth, if you know it, because some people do not know their hour of birth because of birth records being lost or not recorded originally, but it is about your goals. This is the pillar that really will start telling you, these 4 different pillars will start telling you about your brainstorming, your research and development, will tell you about your investments. And so this is an important pillar for you to understand as well. So what I'm going to be talking about are all these 12 animals, and everything I do. The name of my company is called 5 Elements Group, and everything I do, whether it be a chart, Feng Shui, the timing aspect, and another piece called Universal Gateway, this is all based on the 5 elements, and it's always uniquely based to you. So let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be able to just talk about one brief aspect about each animal, but I just want to put this little chart, this little infographic at the bottom of the screen so you can relate to what it actually means. So if you have an ox in your chart, would it be year, month, day, or hour? Now, even if you don't have a ox in your chart, still stay tuned because there's some connections that I'm going to hook up for you. All right. And then on the right-hand side, this is my time blazer technology. We're not going to be able to get into that, but basically, if you can see that, you want to see, if you see one of your animals, take a screenshot and you can see the green days. Those are the days you want to do launches. Okay. So you want it more personalized, but that's a general. All right, the ox has 3, even though it's the year of the ox, yin metal ox, it is what we call the Grand Duke. So there is, like, when that energy comes in, it's pretty darn powerful, and it is there's going to be certainly some change for the ox this year, but this is very good for creativity. So if you have an ox in your chart, this is going to be very good for anyone in the creative fields. But if you don't feel you're creative, try to do something. We just heard about dance classes and writing workshops and things like that. Get involved in some of that to ignite the creativity in yourself. Okay, then we also have, like I said, we have this great networking piece that the ox has this year. And the other thing that it has, and here's where I'm going to connect a couple of the animals. If you have a snake, or if you have a rooster in your chart, the ox energy is going to be beneficial for you. So those are the couple of animals that will help you. Now, I want to tell you also that there's not going to be positive energy every year for every animal. That's what we call ascending and descending chi. If it was always great, we wouldn't need astrologers, right? It would be just like, okay. All right, well, let's move on to the next animal. Tigers, one of my favorite animals in 2021. It actually has some fabulous, fabulous energy, as well as a great Feng Shui connection. Oops, I don't want to go that far yet. Sorry, I hit my keyboard. So what we have is great, helpful people, or women. And it also has a very good relationship building energy. So it could be used for if you're looking to get into a relationship, but let's face it, any relationship that you want to cultivate, if you have a tiger in your chart, this is going to be an animal that's going to be very, very good for you. Another one that we've got is that we have a really nice energetic that is going to help you dissolve some obstacles. And let's face it, we've had a lot of obstacles from last year, right, that we want to get rid of. And I need to tell you that this is an animal that also connects with the Feng Shui dial. If you have a tiger in your chart, just know that when you connect with the space, that just automatically elevates your chart. So happy for the tigers this year. All right, now I want to let you know before I move on to the rabbit, although I gave you a sneak peek of it accidentally, I literally had 4 of my animals, year, month, day, and hour, that had 0 universal support, as in there was very little positive stars in my astrological chart. And I had a very good year in light of all of the turmoil. Why? Because I used Feng Shui, I used favorable timing, and I used universal gateway. So please, 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 when you hear me when I tell you, when the energies of your animals are lower in the year, don't focus so much on that pillar. Focus on another aspect of your life. Be aware of it, but don't focus on it to the point where it's like, oh, I got a bad chart this year. That will collapse you. That's that mindset that I was talking about. Here we go. The rabbit has a pretty empty star there. So the rabbits, what I can tell you about the rabbits is they're going to be very feisty. They're not little cute little bunnies. They're the hare. They're the ones that, are the more aggressive. And truthfully, all of these animals really, I want you to think about them in that respect. The feistiness, though, because everybody considers the rabbits the cute little bunnies, this is a good boundary animal for you, if you will. It's like really like getting your point across and really coming forward with what you want to express. So don't let people stamp on you. Just put your best paw forward. All right, the dragons, they have one energetic this year, but it's a great one, and it's feminine energy. This is an energy that all of us can use, right? And this is about getting more in the yin state of our lives, if you will, versus being so yang. We have been yanged out, if you want, if you if you ask me. This year has been on high octane from almost to be even actually at the turn of the year. My event was January 19th last year, and I had talked about, you know, the virus and all those other things, face mask and that, but and then right after we went and shut down pretty much in the world. It really just was a wave of destruction. So this is going to be very helpful to just go within. So this is also very good for research, good for writing, creativity, and it also connects with the feng shui of the space as well. Now here's that snake. Remember I talked about the snake connecting with the ox. The ox is also connecting with the rooster. So the snake this year basically has this nice connection. And the thing about the snakes is they will have a good opportunity. Let's face it, we've seen collapse across the board as far as industries just being completely wiped out. If you have a snake in your chart and you can, if you will, muster the strength to get through the year, you will have an opportunity to really survive and outsee your competition. So that's a good one to have as well. All right, the horse. I wish I could just spend an hour talking about the horses, because this is a shift in energy that we're going to be having. And this is about feminine energy, you guys. I'm so excited because the power of women is really coming into play. We've seen it in our past election, or our current, whatever you want to call it. But basically, if you have a horse in your chart, or if you have a lot of fire, if you see a lot of red in your chart, you are going to be very well suited for this next phase of energy that's coming in. But really what I want to tell you is that for the horses this year, what you will have to look forward to is, again, it's helping you to dissolve some of these past energies. The horses did not have a great hand dealt to them last year. I can tell you that for sure, because I have one in my chart. But if you know how to balance this energy, you're going to do fine. The other thing that it has is you've got like these guardian angels. These guardian angels will be like the pay forward kind of thing. So, and I keep forgetting to say this, but if you see one of your animals show up, pop it up, just give me a thumbs up, or that you have it in your chart. So sorry about that. Now, going into the next animal, which is the goat. Again, we see a 0 there. Now, this is the opposite animal to the ox. So when you have this clash animal, you're going to see lots of change. So I'm going to talk about this particular one because it is important to know. When you have a clash animal, it's either going to clash out your networks, you're going to be doing something about your social media or your advertising marketing. If it's in your career, you might be doing something different. If it's about your day, you could go from being single to connected to single, that kind of thing, or really like taking into your own hands. We've got a lot of healers in here. If you've got a goat in your chart, contact one of our healers in our group. They can help you get through this transition, because it's not exactly fun, but the rewards are great. The hour, it could be like you think your life purpose is all set, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to do something else. So that's what the goat has to look forward to. So don't be afraid of a clash, embrace it. And we're at the beginning of the year, so make a plan. So you know that it's going to be coming versus going, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. All right. Then we're going to the monkeys. Thank heavens for the 4 stars on the monkeys, because for the last couple of years, they've been battered around like, oh my gosh, it's been crazy for them. Okay, so this is a welcome change for the monkeys. And then we also have a really great connection with the energy of the space. So one of the things that they have is this is where we can start bringing in some money for using the Feng Shui as well, but this is the animal that also has that. So if you have a monkey in your chart, hopefully you have the southwest sector in your space. As a woman, I can't get into it right now, but as a woman, you absolutely want to have the southwest sector of your building that you are either renting, leasing, or own, because it is about the feminine energy. And if it's missing, you will have a very difficult time with your business and expressing yourself as a woman, and et cetera, et cetera. So Southwest is key. You also have, I had this in my chart a couple of years ago, and I got a call out of the blue from a very, big client down in Silicon Valley, one of the Silicon Valley Titans. It came out of nowhere. So if you got a monkey in your chart, really start, like, if somebody brings an opportunity to you, you may want to consider it strongly, because it's a pretty good one. This also has happiness this year, and I'm really happy for the monkeys because, like I said, they haven't had a very good shape for a long time. But this is one that if you can bring happiness to yourself and you radiate it out, we need some warmth and happiness right now, especially now. I mean, we thought it was bad at the beginning, but it's a roller coaster. It really has been a roller coaster. So if you can bring some joy to others, that is a really nice thing for you to have. All right, now we are going to the roosters. The roosters, 2 years in a row, both directionally as well as spatially, as well as in the chart, it's performing really well 2 years in a row, which the animals, this is a metal animal, and sometimes it gets a little bit cranky. So this one 2 years in a row, it's really good. Again, for the roosters, this is a good one for career and business activities. This could be, if you're a rooster, potentially you could look at raising your rates in 2021 within reason, market value, right? Then you also have new responsibilities as a leader. So if you have a rooster in your chart, you're definitely going to want to spiff up your leadership skills to be able to present them to the world. The other thing that you have is asking good questions. I have a lot of times when people do a personal astrology reading with me, or even Feng Shui, it's like, my first question is, what do you want? Why are you even calling me? Oh, I just want a general reading. Well, you're going to get a general answer. That's my time. So hopefully, can I go on just a few more minutes here? So then this also has, so ask good questions. And then you also connect with the ox and the snake, as I said before. So you have that triple harmony, if you will, that is bringing good vibrations to the rooster. The dog has really nice connections as far as the fortune is concerned, connects with the space as well. And if you have a dog in your chart, you could literally, if you play your cards right, could have influencer level. So talk to Susanna Gratz about that to help you get there. And then we're going to go to the pig. The pig has, this is a travel animal. So this particular animal, even though we're not traveling, you can travel with your business. We can go to networking groups all around the world, as well as think about your website, expanding literally across borders is what I'd like you to think about. And then the last one is the rat. This is the year, we are technically still in the year of the rat until February 3rd. So the rats have intelligence. So this is an animal that can really help, like, do research and really go deep in whatever craft that you have and really, like, take it to the next level. So it's really rewarding for you to be able to have that this year. Then also the rat also has very good relationship energy this year, as well as they get relief from and giving people a break as well. So it's not just about giving yourself a little love and compassion, but it's also helping others to just kind of, help them along the way as well. So that's about all I have for today. And I mentioned my book in the chat before, and I also put in this promo code. If you put in that code, if you are interested in coming into my 2-day event, put in this promo code book lowercase, and I'll give you a little bit of a discount. And thanks to Stephanie, I have this beautiful headshot. So Andrea, back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was awesome. And we now have time for Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, I know Kathleen had to cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. Susanna, go ahead.
So I just want to give her a plug. I've been going to her workshops for the last couple of years, and they're phenomenal. And not only did she predict COVID last year, she had actually predicted it a year ahead of time. And I kind of made a mental note of it. And then she mentioned it again last year. So there's something to it. But I do have a question. When does this year start?
February 3rd at 11:58 p.m.
Thank you.
Because it's coming in actually early. Typically it comes in on February the 4th, but this year it comes in just a few minutes early.
I have a question.
Yes, hi Shannon.
Sure. Hi. I know, like with Western astrology, the location of the time for, like, you know, global time matters. And so when I entered my time, I wasn't born here in the West Coast. So I was just curious about that. Does it matter?
What you need to do is put in your actual time of birth. Don't worry about I was born on the West Coast or Australia, New Zealand. Just put in your do not convert anything. There's no need to do that. Just put in your actual date and time of birth. Do not adjust for daylight savings or anything like that. Put in your actual time of birth on your birth record.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nan, go ahead. And
Kathleen, thank you. I had done my chart and printed it out. And as you're speaking, I wish I had more knowledge because I was trying to understand. So I have a lot of animals up top, as I guess we all do.
Yeah, you have all elements on top. That's correct.
Elements with animals underneath.
That's correct. There's always an element on top, elements on, or animals on the bottom. Correct.
And then lots of animals on the bottom, lots of animals next to activators and so forth. So when you're going through each animal, I wasn't sure if you meant if that was your birth month, your birthday, your birth year. Did you mean if you just have that animal anywhere on the paper?
No, that was in your natal chart, the year, month, day, and hour of birth in your natal chart. And obviously I had to speak like a used car salesman woman today because I condensed it down, and I have much more to reveal over the weekend, but that's just a little taste of what will come, and I'll go into actually the positive and some of the challenging energies as well. But I want you to look at your natal chart, year, month, day, and hour. I'm going to go over several pieces in the chart at my event on how you can activate those pieces as well according to the annual energies. But for tonight, I could only do over 15 minutes. I was supposed to stay with them, but I think I went over.
You did a great job. I think it was me. I wasn't sure what you meant. And I want to listen to the recording now that you've just said
Then
that.
you can put it on pause, and yeah. So.
And then Carolyn, and then Shannon. Unmute yourself, Carolyn.
You'd think after 10 months I would know that. Good Lord. So my question was regarding archetypes and water. Well, mine says water, but the two circles right under the natal chart, what do those represent in broad terms?
Yes, in broad terms, and this is going to be important for you to understand which are the favorable elements for the year and all of that kind of stuff. But the one dial that says 5 structures, when you look at your natal chart, those two dials on either side under the natal chart represent the 5 structures is all compiled yin and yang of the 5 elements. So one element is going to be your wealth. One is going to be your power, resources, companions, and creativity. That is the yin and yang of your chart. Then we take those and then we go the yin and yang split out, because and it still will follow the same kind of pattern.
Right.
To do with your. And here's the thing I also want to tell about that is that, you know, you may not have all the 5 elements in your chart. So there's going to be years that's going to be very relevant. Some years it's going to be great that you have maybe a weighted chart that has more elements, but because of the year, but then there's some years you're going to lose out because you don't have the representation of 5 elements. It's kind of a destiny thing. But what I can say to that is that you all have opportunities. You just have to be a little bit, there's more than one way to skin the ox, if you will. So what we want to say with that is use Feng Shui, use the Time Blazer, use the Universal Gateway, and you'll find a way to put some balance where you need to have that come.
And so just a follow-up question, if I do the same exact chart when we're sitting here next year, my date of birth, et
That
cetera,
will
is not
always,
going
your
to change.
your natal chart
Right.
will always be the same. What
But these
changes?
other things will change.
No, it's a static chart. My charts that is my software, by the way. I created that software because what I came from was these Chinese characters and it was just like, my clientele does not need to learn another language. I know it, but you guys didn't need to. So this is the way I felt like it was a good interpretation. So what's going to change is, listening to me every year or someone else that does what I do on how that your chart will play either well or challenges of the year.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn.
And Shannon, go ahead.
Thanks so much. Oh, Kathleen, that was awesome. Can't wait to watch the recording. So I just have a question about the destiny cycle and like when it highlights current cycle, like what does that mean exactly?
That's a good question.
Right.
That means that is the current time frame you are in. So there's like, what I call them are like 10 books of your life. Within each book is 10 chapters, 10 years. And within that year, we're in the year of the currently metal rat, and then the next one is going to be the metal ox, right? And then following year is going to be the tiger, blah, blah, blah. It's just going to keep going. But so whatever is in that current cycle, that actually is something dynamic that we look at your natal chart, which is really more of a personal reading than doing that from, just looking at your chart, unless you understand Chinese astrology to understand, is it a clash? Is it a harmony? Those kinds of things. So we actually have a number of things to look at is your natal chart, the destiny cycle, what year is it within the destiny cycle, and how does that help you make informed decisions? Because really that's what astrology is used for, to help you make informed decisions. Is this a good year to do this, or is it a better year to hold back? In what part of my life do I go full speed ahead, and which do I dial back a little bit?
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, or are we good? Wendy, go for it. Unmute yourself.
Oh, I have just, you talked about the southwest sector for
Yes.
the monkey. And so what does that mean? You didn't say what to do with the southwest sector.
Well, like I said, what I would really advise you all to do is get an accurate floor plan. And it's kind of hard to do that right now during this lockdown, but the most reliable source that I have found is literally HomeDepotMeasures.com. And I think they have a minimal fee to come out, even if you have a room that's, 13 by 13. But if you have to have a minimum of, I think it's like a minimum of a couple $100, but it's very reasonable. If you would hire a designer, you would be paying much more than that. And I have my guy, but literally I've been referring my clients to go to Home Depot, and then they submit their plans to me. And so basically when you're doing a floor plan, you don't need your furniture because things move up on that. Get your doors, windows. So you want to have that accurately. And then if you have, once you put a compass dial on there, you can see southwest is missing. No, we don't want it missing. We want it actually full. So I am from the school of classical Feng Shui, where we can't put a mirror to bounce it out. I've studied the other types of schools. You have to have it architecturally in your space. There's a lot more that goes with that. But as women, I want to help you, and I want to help you for period 9, which is this time of power. How many of you have either a horse or fire in your chart, and or a south facing building or a south facing door. If you got that, you will be really set up already for the shift in period that goes from period 8, which is more masculine. Like we've seen it, right? We are now, and you're seeing the cusp of this new energy come in with, you know, even in our country with Kamala Harris being our first VP and woman of color. And I'm telling you, she or another woman is going to be our next president because of period 9.
Cool. So
Cool.
Yay.
Yay.
I have to, I'm kind of ignorant here. I didn't really understand what you meant by that. So
the best thing I can say, Wendy, is get your floor plan, and then and I'm even going to throw this one out for you guys too. Whether you come to my event or not, go to freecompassdial.com and you'll at least get my annual one of my dials that I'm giving out for free. It's the annual Feng Shui dial, and just look to see, follow the green. Where it's green, that's good. Where it's red or any other marking, you don't want to do renovation. So literally, I'm telling you right now, like the Northwest is going to be good. The Southwest is going to be good. And the tiger, if you got a tiger in your chart too, whew, it's a good one.
Awesome.
Question.
So,
All right, one more question. Jeannie, go for it.
okay,
Oh.
so when you say if you have the Southwest, that's good.
Yes.
no idea what you're talking about.
What should be there? Like what is
Oh,
like?
well, actually,
That's what my question
if you have it, that's step number 1. If you don't have it, then that's another discussion. But if you have it, tend to it.
You
This-
mean that like on here it's listed?
No, on your floor plan. I'm sorry, on
Okay.
your floor plan, because I do person, space, time, and universe. So I do it's really a holistic system. You can take one piece like we talked to tonight.
Right.
If you want to take it to the next level, you do Feng Shui. You want to take it to another level up, you do favorable timing. You want to take it to really like 10x it, then you start incorporating the universal gateway, which is the more spiritual side of Feng Shui. So it's quite favorable to do it that way.
Cool.
So anyway, I want you to think Southwest. What's in your Southwest inside and outside? I'm telling you, ladies, tend to your garden. This is your space. Take ownership of it. Make it beautiful. Make it luxurious. It's going to be well worth your effort to do that.
And by that you mean the physical, like southwest
physical
corner of whatever your home or your garden or
your office, or yes,
Okay.
that is true.
That was my question. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. I am going to cut recording. Thank you, Kathleen, so much. And you guys all know how to find her if you have any other questions. And do look into attending her workshop and getting her book.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. So we're going to cut now.